Here with Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is a guy who just raised $4 million. Right, so I got Michael here. And he's the guy that just raised how much?
$4 million.
$4 million.
Yeah.
Now that's impressive. That's not like $4, $4,000, or $400. I mean, $400,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like a normal startup, a regular startup, they raise what, $250,000 usually?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you raised $4 million.
Yeah.
How the hell did you do that?
Good partners, a great idea, and just like putting in all the groundwork before we approach investors and having users before we approach investors.
How many users did you have before you approached any investors?
We had about 15 to 20,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
For how long have you been live already before you went to investors?
Probably 6 to 8 months. Yeah.
There's a lot, in Silicon Valley, they talk a lot about MVP, minimum viable product.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, or are you like, no, I'm gonna plan this out and I know how it's gonna work, or are you more like, I adapt with the flow and you kind of change it up?
I feel like there's a give and take on that. I'm more of like the focus guy. What I do is I use my own personal relationships with celebrities or other people, and I have them market and promote my company, and that's how I gain users. Or I bring people onto my platform that are cool, and then they're fans and people want to follow. So that's where my head's at, but I also have a partner, and he's more of interested in the MVP and all of that.
Tell everybody more about the idea and the app and how you got the idea, how it all started.
Yeah. So the app is called Spylight.com.
Spylight.com.
Yeah, and so basically what we do is we show you where to get the outfits from actors, actresses, movies, and television shows. And then it also shows you where to get a similar and affordable version of the outfit.
So let's say I watch a movie, let's say Inception, right?
Yeah.
And I see Leonardo DiCaprio, with wearing like a nice suit, or like a three-piece suit, and I'm like, that's a nice suit, I want to be like that, right?
Yeah.
And
if you can't afford it, then there's a more affordable version. Yeah. And there's a similar version, so it might be the same suit jacket, but just a different brand.
Yeah.
Instead of Tom Ford, it's Michael Kors or something.
Mm-hmm. Cool. How many users do you got now?
We're doing about 75,000 a month, and so we're about like a little over 5,000 a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How do you get celebrities to endorse your app?
Because a lot of celebrities feel like they can connect with their fans through their brand recognition, and then also I was a talent broker before this, so I have like personal relationships and connections with the celebrities.
Yeah. Let's say Michael, I want to get started. I don't have any connections. I'm like, I'm brand new.
Yeah.
I have a passion. I have a drive. I have the energy.
Yeah.
But I don't have a team. I'm not sure if I have an idea. Maybe I have an idea, but I'm not sure if it's good. What somebody does in that place? Let's say, I want to get an app out there. I want to raise a lot of money.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Well, I think the most important thing to have is willpower. You need to have the willpower to follow through with your idea, to go out there and find a team, whether if it's just you and your brother, just you and your friend, or if you can bring someone on at first just to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like every day you have to move your business just like a centimeter. Where can you move your business forward every day in like a positive motion? You know what I mean? That's how I'm always thinking.
Yeah. How much equity did you guys give away for that $4 million?
Very, very small equity.
Very small.
Like less than 10%.
Oh wow! So that's like a $40 million valuation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot.
They gave us a $40 million valuation.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of the people that are invested in us are Patrick Kaufman. He wrote Charlie Munger's book. Charlie Munger's Almanac.
That's a good book. If you guys haven't read that, go check that out.
Yeah, Charlie Munger's Almanac. And then also we have investors from Pixar, former CMO from Pixar. And then we also have a former COO from Disney, Walt Disney.
Oh, wow. How many pitches did you have to make to raise that much money? I remember Google, they have been turned down 350 times. Skype has been turned down 40 times. Have you guys been turned down?
Yeah, we've been turned down, but we kind of go into situations where we kind of leveraged our opportunities.
Yeah.
So when we approached investors that want to invest, we had other people that we were in talks with, and we kind of leveraged those talks to go with the best situation which was the $40 million valuation.
Yeah.
And it's not always just all money isn't good money. Some money's bad money. So you don't just want to take money from any investor. You want to have the right investors. So the investors that we chose were all entertainment related. Pixar, Disney, Patrick Kaufman, because he's really intelligent and could help us structure our business. These type of people are strategic partners and investors, and those are the type of people that you want to be aligned with.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The investors, are they, in your particular case, are they active in the company, or are they just passive investors?
They're active. They always want updates. They always want to know what the latest is, who's the newest person on the platform.
Yeah.
So they're very active. We have our lawyers owns a percentage of the company, and he comes in a lot, and because we're all in our early 20s, so we don't have anyone that necessarily has 10 years experience. So it's always good to have investors that can mentor you, give you advice, and just kind of give you a direction from their point of view.
Yeah. How important would you say in your case mentorship was, and being able to learn from people who have done it, and who have been like, this is how you do it, basically.
I didn't always have mentors. Now I do have mentors, but I would just, find people and study them. Like I would study billionaires, I would study multimillionaires, and before you know it, you're friends with these people. Like, Peter Thiel is a good friend of mine, and he's a multi-billionaire, one of the first investors of Facebook. And it's like I used to study him. Now, I can have dinner with him. It's just, understanding these people, what their interests are, what they like, and then relating to them. Because at the end of the day, everybody just wants to relate to somebody else and have good conversation and have friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Peter wrote another great book, 0 to 1.
Yeah.
That's a great book.
Really great book.
That's a great book. If you are going to go into technology, that's like the book. You have to read it.
Yeah. Really great book.
What are some of your other favorite books that really helped you specifically with what you are doing right now?
Oh yeah, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill was a really good one for me. The Richest Man in Babylon was a really great book. I think Tony Robbins' stuff is pretty good.
Like Awaken the Giant Within?
What?
Awaken the Giant Within?
Yeah, that one's great. And then also the Jeff Bezos.
The Everything Store.
The Everything Store.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Cool. What have been some of your biggest struggles and problems so far? I mean, that $4 million, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
That must have been a lot of stress as well.
Right.
And it's not like you are the only one in the team. You got 12 people, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about some of your struggles that you had so far.
So managing a team is not always the easiest thing, especially when you're younger and you have people that are around your age that are working for you. They might think that things are a little bit more lax in the workplace in a startup, and you always need to keep the work order always flowing in the right direction, and that's kind of hard to manage. Also, things that I would say are hiring people, the right people that fit the job. You want people that are going to be able to execute, get the job done in a timely manner. Oh, and then another major key for me is finding someone that it's not just about the paycheck, it's more of the culture and the brand. They want to be an extension of the brand, and they want to do everything in their power. It's like, it's not like, can I leave now? It's like, what else can I do? You want someone that's always there with a helping hand to help you move your business forward.
Yeah, I have found that being a very young entrepreneur, I started my first business at 13, and when I was 12, I was going to raise chicken.
Yeah.
And there was this big company, and I called them up, and I'm like, and then I was trying to do this deep voice. I'm like, so guys, we need 100 eggs. Can you deliver these by tomorrow?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was listening to Bill Gates' interview.
Yeah.
And he was telling this crazy story. I was laughing my butt off.
Yeah.
He goes so when I started, I was 18, and my clients would would invite me to the bars. I couldn't go to the bars. I needed to drive.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
Yeah.
So I had to take taxis. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you have any problems like that, like being too young?
I mean, just one of my first companies I started was at 17, turning 18. And I just didn't get a lot of respect in the business realm, and I was closing big deals. And I think people would try to pull one over on me, or people would try to skim some off the top. So you just want to make sure you have accountants, lawyers, and no matter how old you are, 15, 16, 17, you just want to make sure that you're business savvy, and you're always studying, and you have the right leadership and mentorship in your circle.
Yeah, you have to stay sharp.
Yeah.
I got 24 people working for me right now, and it's good, but at the same time I'm like, man, I have 24 problems now.
Yeah.
How do you manage your team?
Well, right now I'm trying to keep my team small, and I'm also trying to keep the community on my platform small, so I can build it to perfection and then kind of release it to the world more, And I think having a small team, like a small Navy SEAL team, is the best way for production and progress, because when people are working together, there's more of a culture infrastructure, and I think that's good for the brand and the company. And also always just being out, talking about your company, being the face of your company, that gives your company a pulse. Yeah. And when your company has a pulse, it's always growing.
Yeah. If somebody does an app or something in the IT industry, how would you suggest to first try to get the name out there? How do you start with marketing?
I would start with your inner circles and your friends and test it on them, and if they like it, then they're going to tell friends, and then just always be out there, promoting and marketing your brand. Yeah. And then after that level of marketing, I would say, go on social media platforms, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, so you can reach a broader demographic or market for your product.
Yeah, so you're basically going the philosophy of
word of mouth.
And then there's a good book about that. Exponential Organizations. It's written by the founder of Singularity University, and they talk about how if you want to disrupt the market, your product has to be 10 times better.
Yeah.
So it seems like you are using that, right? You made your product 10 times better, and it solves. I mean, it really solves the problem 10 times better than anything else on the market right now.
Yeah.
If I see, let's say Angelina Jolie, and I'm like, that's a nice dress. I want that for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Where do I go?
Yeah, exactly.
And now I will be going to Spylight.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Michael, thank you so much.
No problem. It was a pleasure meeting you.
It was great, and you guys go check out Spylight, right?
Yeah.
Spylight. Is that in the app stores or?
App store or spylight.com.
Spylight.com. All right, guys, go to spylight.com or go to the app store and get the app.